Welcome to the HarvestNet podcast, where we discuss topics such as leadership, ministry, and church planting as we aim to fulfill the Great Commission together through relational connections. HarvestNet International is a global network that exists to network and equip frontline workers for world harvest. It is our hope to see the gospel preached in all nations and to partner with others who share a common goal. We hope this podcast will encourage, equip, and empower you. For more information on HarvestNet, visit our website at harvestnetinternational.com.
Hi everybody, Barry Wissler here, and I have with me today Lisa Quiram. We're in Warren, Germany. Cheryl and I are here teaching at a school with her pastor, Michael Schott. Lisa's one of the young leaders in the church here. And about 2 years ago, we had a retreat, a HarvestNet retreat with some young adult leaders from, I think, 10 nations. And one of the questions I asked them was, what's different about your generation than the older generations? And also, what's important? What is your generation looking for? And the most common answer was authenticity. So I asked Lisa to do a session on authenticity at our summit this year in Albania. She did an excellent job. So I'd like to just discuss it a little bit together and for you to hear and benefit by what she's learned. So Lisa, can you just tell us what it means? What does authenticity mean? What's the definition of it?
So the word authenticity, it comes from the Greek and it means genuine or original. And I think this reveals a lot about what authenticity is. So first of all, it is to be real and to be credible. So you need to express your true feelings or your true beliefs without disguising. So, and I think a really important point is that they can reflect themselves. So this all is about authenticity.
Yeah, that's good. You know, one of the things I remembered most about your presentation is that you told us that God's name is I am who I am, which actually, that's like a great definition of authenticity.
Yeah.
He's just himself.
Yeah.
We learn in school that God is always true to himself. He's never does anything that's outside of who he is or how he's revealed himself. So I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah. But I think the problem is that we need to figure out who we are.
Right.
So before we can be really authentic.
So if a leader is not comfortable with him or herself or is not clear on their identity, then they're going to be trying to be something maybe that they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe they're trying to be a different version of themselves because someone told them to be like something or someone.
Yeah. Interesting. So a leader's not acting, not performing, but they need to just be themselves and be authentic that way.
Yeah, I think they need to ask God who they are first. And then discover this.
So we should all take the class on identity.
Yes, exactly.
Because the Bible has a lot to say about how God sees us and our identity. And that will be a good starting place. Very good. So can you give some examples from the Bible of leaders who you would say are authentic or that displayed authenticity?
I think the Bible is full of examples. So there's not only one example who was perfect, but I think the most authentic person was Jesus.
Of course, yeah.
So Jesus, he was openly about what his thoughts are. He lived what he preached, and he only did what the Father in the heaven did. So I think he was one of the most authentic people in the world. In the world, right?
Sure.
But I think one of the people in the Bible who can show what true leadership is Paul, because Paul showed his kind of leadership style. He was true about his weaknesses. So really, really, really true about his weaknesses.
Yeah,
and he shared it with others.
He was very honest about things that he was going through. He didn't appear to be, he didn't put himself forward as being perfect or that everything went well because he went through some serious problems.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. So, what kind of behavior or actions would you say that a leader should avoid that reveal that they're not being genuine or authentic?
I think this is a really interesting question.
Yeah.
So I think the opposite side of authenticity is to be fake. So every action, every thought, or every kind of action they do, but they do not do it out of belief or out of conviction. I think this is not authentic.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, for me, it is really helpful when a leader is honest about his why. Mm-hmm. And honest about his thoughts and honest about the reasons. So this is for me helpful to obey to his commands or his plans or so.
Sure. So a leader might be tempted to put on an appearance of perfection and competence and being good at everything.
Yeah.
But your generation is going to see that and realize that nobody's perfect. Mm-hmm. You're going to know that. And to your generation, that would be that would erode your trust in the leader.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been a leader for a long time. I'm not sure I've heard a lot of conversations about authenticity like that, but it's good to be aware of it. Yeah. So would you have any advice that you would give to leaders on how they should lead? Or let me ask you this. How could a leader create an atmosphere of authenticity in a church or maybe even on the workplace?
Yeah. So this is a question not only you are asking, so a lot of people are asking this. So for example, there was a study I was looking for, and the study looked for simple keys to improve the authenticity in the workplace. So it's not a Christian study, it's for a workplace, but I think we can adapt this to churches. Yeah. So I think the first point was so as a leader, you have to make sure that your authenticity and power does not only result from your knowledge or your position, but you have to really have an impact on the people. So they need you as the role model, your special knowledge, there have to be an improvement for the people. And the second one is, as a leader, you have to value uniqueness and you really celebrate the individual. So people do looking or longing for to be seen and to be seen. They need leaders who see them and celebrate who they are. Yeah. True. And the last point was leaders have to foster belonging. So the people need to feel like they belong to the church, to the local church, to a team. So So
they need to create community with a sense of connectivity and belonging. So there's an attachment that takes place. Yeah. So it's not just a Sunday morning show, if I could use that word, where he stands up or she stands up and preaches and does a wonderful job. But there needs to be more, something that goes deeper.
Yeah, it's more a lifestyle. So.
While you were talking, I was thinking about politics today, because politicians try to act and say what they think people want to hear. Yeah. And they promise things that they don't deliver on, or that everybody knows are impossible, probably.
And they're changing their minds.
Exactly. They're changing their minds. And I think that people are losing their trust in leaders simply because of that. Yeah. The same thing would happen with the press when the story is just spun a little bit to one side or the other. So it's not just, as Christians, we need to be authentic because we need to be honest. And we need to be real and not fake or false. But the world even knows these things as well. Yeah. So any other advice in closing you want to give us that you would give to the leaders? We have church leaders and business leaders watching the podcast. So any advice to give?
Yeah. So for me, So if you choose to be authentic, you need to be bold as well.
Bold, okay.
Because you have to act like you believe. So, and oftentimes people will not understand this because, So, and I think one thing is also really important. Is that authenticity is a real treasure. So because of authenticity, we can have deeper and more meaningful relationship. And I think it's really worth it.
Yeah. So things aren't just surface.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you. And thanks to everybody for joining us today. I will post Lisa's notes from her seminar onto the website if you want to download them. There's a lot of material there. And I just thought it'd be good for us to think about leading with authenticity and, as she shared, creating an atmosphere that is conducive to being authentic in our discipleship, in our community, and from the pulpit. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you for joining us today. We're so thankful you took the time to listen. If you enjoyed what you heard, please like and subscribe to our channel, and feel free to share this episode with your friends. To learn more or to give to HarvestNet, visit the link in our channel description. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at HarvestNet International.